Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Shrugcast, where we shrug on art, hug on art, and fug on art. I'm your host, Love Shorn, and I'm here today doing a solo episode, so this is going to be a quickie, and I'm not going to go on for too long by myself. I'm sitting here playing some Dark Souls, so I'll probably set it to some Dark Souls footage. I don't know. I'm already doing a stream of Dark Souls over on Twitch. It's kind of funny that I'm playing now, I guess. Kind of weird. But, you know, it's what I'm doing. And I guess to also make it quick. So here we go. I'm getting snappy. So first off, episode 1 in review was fucking dope. I can't wait to have Fuschia back on. Unfortunately, just couldn't make it tonight, and I wanted to just get another thing out just to do it, just to get some practice in, I guess. Cause fuck all the practice. Cause you can practice all you want, but you know, just doing the actual upload itself is practice. You know, doing anything experience, I guess, is what I mean. So I'd rather just get the experience points, right? And so hopefully Fuschia can join me on a later episode, and we can maybe, because what I was thinking actually is I would like to continue, or like not redo, but yeah, I guess just do a part 2 of the interview with Fuschia before we jump into anything else podcasty style maybe. And not that we went for a decent length, but there was just so much more to say. There's so much more we could have talked about, and I really should have had my notes, because I imagined it to be a little bit more of a proper interview, I guess, and I think we still said some amazing things, and I asked some questions, but it wasn't too focused overall, because I joked about it in the description, and we kind of mentioned it in the during the recording, that we're just essentially fanboying each other over and over, and talking, just about life and art, which is essentially what we would be doing, but also covering art in general, I guess, and then specific forms. Not going to go into too much of what I plan for much later episodes, but in terms of the Fuschia interview, I was just hoping for something a little bit more that people would really like to hear. Like the whole reason why I wanted to interview him in the first place was so I could get I could ask all the questions that I had in mind. I could get I just like the idea of conducting an interview. I just think that's really cool, and there's not many people I can think of who I'd want to hear like a in-depth interview, by getting personal, and Fuschia was super down for that too, but we sort of just rambled too much, and it was too much of a first time, because we've never done a Discord call before. We've never talked in real time, but I think that also speaks to how great of a first episode it was, because of just how easy it was for us to to hop in a call and just start going off. And I think we had some great moments in that first episode, so I'm really impressed, actually. Not to brag too much, but I'm looking forward to recording more with him in that way. And I think people would really like, because it's gotten a decent reception, a very promising reception. I'm glad people clicked on it, glad people liked it. Got a few new subscribers, so that's awesome. And yeah, so all that comes together into me thinking I should have had my notes and should have done a little bit more of a proper interview. But at the same time, it speaks to how maybe we would be good just for a normal podcast where we just essentially have a discussion, a very in-depth discussion relating to art media and all that jazz. So yeah, I'm really happy with this, start of the Shrugcast in general. So yeah, going forward, from that, I also released my acoustic tape this week, and that was pretty awesome. And I'm going to just do that more often. I'm just going to keep releasing. Because I like the idea of releasing my acoustic songs in like these little 2 to 3 to maybe 5 at the most track clumps, because I don't really, I'm not too good at like formatting like a whole album out of the songs that I write and sing over acoustic tracks, and so I want to approach that in this new way where it's kind of like an unrefined, just shotgun and go for it, fuck it, just record it, even if I fuck up, just mix it down and get it out there. And I think that actually worked for the first time ever with this tape, because every other time I would just get too bogged down and in my head about like just how all these different takes and how things would sound, and I would just take after take after take and not like anything and then not release anything. That's how I've been that's how my acoustic recordings usually go. So this was a breath of fresh air, and I'm glad people seem to be clicking on it more than I thought. Surprisingly, it's not a whole lot of people, but a surprising amount, like more than my beat tapes, which is the surprising part, I guess, because I assume most people who listen to my shit are people from like SoundCloud maybe, or Twitter or whatever, and they know me for making beats for years. But yeah, so I'm really happy with that, and I hope to get another tape out here soon, this week maybe. In between the Shrugcast and the tape, I have spending a lot of time on Cytube, which is a pretty cool site. It's a alternative SyncTube site, I believe, and yeah, it's really awesome. It has all these different channels. If you don't know about it, it's I don't really know what SyncTube is. I've only heard of that, and then have actually been on Cytube, but it's you can watch movies or TV shows and all these different channels or streams. They're all streams with a live chat, and they all have these like tight-knit communities, and it's really cool actually, Ooh, God. Especially as a new guy coming in and just like hopping into like, a group of people and just being like, hey, you guys have similar, interests and, likes as mine, and a lot of cool, funny, interesting people, to talk to. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. I hang out most nights in Sleep Snug, because that's a great comfy channel if you like comfy horror movies and TV show Kino. That's the place to be. And then I also spend time just in the Imager movie lounge, or maybe TV lounge, but mostly movies is what I'm after over TV, unless it's like anime, or it's like there's also this channel called Tot Anon, I believe. It's like Tot Anon something, and just earlier this week I caught a couple Royal Rumbles that they were streaming, and God, I say that so weird, Royal Rumble. And so I caught a couple of those earlier in the week, and they were from the early 2000s, so they were Royal Rumbles I haven't seen since they fucking came out, and that was pretty cool. It was a good nostalgic trip, and a lot of fun. So yeah, my week, besides streaming and on Cytube and all that shit that I mentioned, haven't been doing much else. just a lot of planning, and hopefully gonna be doing some shit, you know. And I think I'm rambling a little too much, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. It's probably been long enough, especially for a solo episode. So yeah, thanks for listening, and check out, I'll probably link a bunch of shit below. So yeah, see y'all later.